as I was going over my various videos and stuff that I've done, I realized, or I was rather surprised, I should say, to say that while I've reviewed all of the Murderbot novels to date, except for the most recent one, Platform Decay, as of this recording, I haven't reviewed the first season of the television series, so it is time to rectify that situation. Murderbot's first season, appropriately enough, adapts the first novella, All Systems Red, and generally is a fairly faithful adaptation of the novel. It combines a few characters together to reduce the overall cast, but otherwise works. The story is told predominantly, much as the novel is, through Sec Unit's perspective, Murderbot's perspective, complete with its internal monologue going through the story as voiceover. We do step away from Murderbot's perspective on a few occasions to things that he wouldn't have been able to see, like generally focusing on members of the Preservation Ox team, like Dr. Ratti being an over-enthusiastic doofus, or Dr. Grothin being paranoid over whether Sec Unit is trustworthy. Now, this does lead to character traits getting amped up somewhat more than in the version of the novel, though not always for the worst. Grothin's paranoia, for example, is born out of him previously having been on the Corporation Rim, so he's aware of both what Sec Unit's supposed to be doing, spying on everything they're doing so the corporation they're contracted with can sell and resell that data, and some of the things that he's not supposed to be doing, like, taking cues from the media he's been watching to help calm someone down in a crisis. Speaking of that media, let's talk about Rise and Fall of Sanctuary Moon. In the novels, we hear Murderbot talk about the show a lot over the course of them, but here we get to see it, and it's glorious. It's campy, melodramatic, and over the top, like if you mashed up Star Trek and Days of Our Lives. And just for good measure, the cast of the Sanctuary Moon segments is way more extra than you'd feel like you need, like casting John Cho and Clark Gregg. I'm not going to say John Cho is like channeling Chris Pine as Kirk from the J.J. Abrams Trek movies, but there's a little bit of that vibe there. It's kind of a blast just on its own. And speaking of performances, Alexander Skarsgård's performance as Murderbot is fantastic. His voiceover has the right level of deadpan to reflect how little of a fuck Murderbot likes to think it gives about its clients at the beginning, before coming to terms with the fact that it actually likes these clients, and maybe it doesn't mind being treated as an independent entity with rights. Skarsgård's facial performance also does a really good job of reflecting someone who is trying to have a poker face, but isn't quite able to hold it when dealing with various levels of awkwardness and discomfort. If I have any sort of comments about the series or its casting, is that I would not have minded getting a more non-binary actor as Murderbot to reflect its lack of gender identity, or someone of a that's not white. But that said, I also completely get the idea that the Corporation Rim, being kind of more gender essentialist, would shape Murderbot in the form of a muscular white guy, because they expect someone in that body type would be someone who, based on general shape, assuming they see its face, would make for someone that people who would fear and would follow the instructions of. That all said, in short, I enjoyed the first season of the show. I am absolutely going to be watching season 2 when it comes out. And if this ever gets a physical media release, currently it's only available streaming on Apple TV+, I will pick that physical media release up, get it on Blu-ray or 4K or whatever form it comes out in. And I will be getting to Platform Decay in a later video. Thank you very much for watching. If you enjoyed the show, please like and subscribe, and also consider backing my Patreon. Patreon backers get episodes up to 1 week early of this show and any future Let's Plays. Also, please consider backing my Ko-fi. Toss me a few bucks also helps support the show, and it's not a monthly obligation or anything like that.